Okay, so now we are starting with looping animation. So let's try to do that. First of all, I'm going to create the looping animation of text slicing. So first of all, we need to create text, and for that I'm going to select my more text like this and select this text, and you can choose any text you want. I'm going to, let's say, choose D over here. Let's select this text, or instead of D, let's choose A, like this. Now select this text, go to the font, and you can choose whatever font you want. I'm going to choose a little bit blackish font over here like this. And extrude depth, let's do 50% like this, 50 centimeter. And alignment, I'm going to choose middle one. Okay, like this. Now make sure to press and D on your keyboard so you can see proper edges. Now select this, and by holding control I'm going to create a duplicate of it. Now let's select this one. Let's double click on it so you can name it properly. I'm going to type A, hit OK, select this, hit double again double click, and let's type over here is main. Okay, and hit OK. Now select this and go to the depth, and I'm going to make this depth to 800 centimeter like this. Okay, and we will select this, and by holding alt I'm going to click on this two icons so we can hide this. Now we will focus on this A. Okay, as you guys can see, edges are very limited, so if I applied bend deformer on it, it's not going to do anything. For example, suppose if I select this bend deformer, and if I move inside this, and if I make it to fit to parent, and if I try to bend it on certain axis, as you guys can see, this is not kind of bending we want. So let's make this 0 initially like this. And now I'm going to select this A. So to bend it properly, we need some edges over here. So for that I'm going to go in my caps over here, and right now type is n-gon. So instead of that I'm going to choose quadrangle. So as you guys can see, we will get this kind of grids on both the sides, but this is not type of grid we want. So I'll select this text again, and I'm going to enable this regular grid. So yep, we will get this kind of grids. Now as you going to decrease the amount of this width, it will increase the edges. So I think this much edges are enough. So let's select this, and let's go to the object over here like this, and let's choose adaptive to natural. So we will get edges over here also. So if you increase the numbers, you will get more edges on that sides and on this sides like this. And now if you select this bend deformer, and if you try to bend it, as you guys can see, we will get proper results. So now we need to change the angle to, let's say, -90. So now it will bend on this angle. And now if I make this frame to 180, so now it will bend totally downwards. So if I select this bend, if I move this over here, and then from here, as you guys can see, we will get this kind of animation. Okay, so let's select this bend, and initially I'm going to, let's go to the right view, and let's move this initially over here just for our reference. Now I'm going to enable this main, and let's hold alt and enable this like this. Okay, let's select this, and let's go to the right view, and initially it should be over here. So make sure this edge of this, it should be near to this. Okay, like this. Now we need to make this object editable. So let's select this A first and press C on your keyboard to make this object editable like this. And let's bring down this bend deformer first. Let's select this A and this A, right click, connect object plus delete. Now we will select this, we will go to the points, hit Ctrl A, right click, and choose optimize. So we have proper editable object over here. Now I'll select this bend deformer, and I can apply to it. We are not going to get any change over here. It will still act properly like a bend deformer. So yep, this is for this. Now we have to add some materials to this, but before that we will make editable this object also. So select this A, hold alt and double click on it. Let's select this object, press C to make this object editable. And now let's go select this and this, right click and choose connect object plus delete. Select those points, hit Ctrl A, right click and choose optimize. Okay, so we will get something like this. Now we will start to animate portion, but first of all we need to create some extra elements to it. So let's go to the camera and enable our camera. I'll select this camera, and I'm going to increase the focal length like this. Let's select this and any object like this A and press S, and let's adjust our camera view like this. So if I hit Control R, I'll get something like this. Now as you guys know, there should be a slice over here, but slice should be with a proper thing. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring one like knife like structure. So I'll simply select this uh, let's say plane, and press R for rotation and rotate it like this. Press E, move this over here like this, and we will decrease the size of it somewhere around like this and somewhere around like this. Okay, now select this and move this over, bring this at the top, let's say initially. Now let's select this timeline and let's make this to 180, and let's bring this over here. Now I'll select this plane, I'll go to the coordinates and I'll create one keyframe at Y position. So let's make this 200, let's say. You can choose whatever amount you want, because my camera adjustments are like that, so that's why I'm going to choose proper value. So let's create one keyframe over here. I'm gonna go somewhere around 120, and let's bring this from here to totally downwards. Make sure that this plane should be out of this, you know your scene. It should not be visible in your scene. And let's create another keyframe. So now if I see this and if I try to hit play, I'll get this kind of animation. Okay, now along with that, our bend deformer should also animate. So I'll select this, I'll go to the right view and make sure to select this bend deformer and move this over here wherever my plane is over here. So I'll try to adjust the position of this plane also here. So let's make this 200 also, because our plane where Y position is also 200. And let's select this and create one keyframe, and let's go to around 120 and select this plane, and let's check out what is value over here. So select this value and hit Ctrl C to copy, select this bend deformer and hit Ctrl V, and now create another keyframe. Okay, so if I go to the start and if I hit play, I'll get this kind of slicing effect over here.